So I'm going to be as ready as I can be. If you're here, that means you have watched the first video or you've seen a snippet of that video and you want to get involved with this resume that gets interview series. Hello, I'm Ashleigh-Ann Mowatt, a former journalist who is helping professionals like you gain true visibility so you can attract better paying career opportunities. All right, so in the last video, we talked a lot about what is the ATS resume format. Oh, by the way, I'm in my favorite cafe in Montego Bay, DLE. Yeah, right. And thinking about DLE, it is one of the most modern vegan cafes in the western end of the island. They actually have a location in Kingston, so check them out. And their social media content is just hilarious. Yeah, everyone knows Nathan. All right, so first thing I want to say to you is I notice many of you have approached me asking for resume revamp services and asking me for more information, but you did not come over here and watch the full length video that I'm showing right here. That particular video went through every single section of your resume that you need to update. And I actually gave away a free tool. It's still there, so if you want to access it, you can go back to that video on my channel and check it out. This video, we're talking about 25 resume mistakes to avoid. And I don't know if I'm going to get through all 25 for this video. I'll see how far I can get in this location. Hopefully I get to 25. If I don't get to 25, I'll just mark it off. But let's get to it. So, first of all, if you're new to my content, you know that I speak primarily, I keep fixing this around. I speak primarily to job seekers, people who are genuinely looking for a better career opportunity and they feel as if they're not doing exactly what they need to do to land that position, right? Whether it is a job with an international company, or it is a higher paying job within your industry, or you want to change industries. One of the best ways to position yourself for that next step in your career journey is to optimize your resume. Make your resume your personal ad. Nobody, not a soul, has the time, no one has the time to comb through your resume for the nuggets, for the gems, for why you should be the candidates that they select. Let it be clear. And that's what a resume does. As a matter of fact, that's the difference between a resume and a CV. So my first point, the number one mistake that many of you actually do, right, when you're creating your resume is to make it longer than it needs to be. An ATS optimized resume is no longer than, just picking it up, an ATS optimized resume is no longer than 2 pages. 1 page is optimal. If you can get all your skills, qualifications in on one single page, right, and effectively market yourself, get your ad, it is your personal ad, get your ad on 1 page, excellent, kudos to you. You don't need my services, right? But if you find that you still need a bit more space, and you don't want to cram or clutter the information so that it looks visually pleasing, then 2 pages fine. Don't let it go over to 3 pages. You run yourself in danger zone. That's like, like when you're mixing audio and you see the audio going to red for media people. When you see your levels getting to red, that is danger zone. So it is danger zone when you actually put too much information. It's just too much information, and I'm going to get into that. So the next thing that you want to be doing is another mistake, number 2 mistake that you make on your resume is including personal demographic details. Nobody wants to know your birthday. No recruiter wants to know when you were born. They don't. They have no interest in knowing when you were born. That may come up if you get the job and they have like a birthday club, but them not inviting you to them birthday club, take it off. They don't want to know your sign. They don't want to know your hobbies. Take off the personal, the demographic details, your ethnicity on the application form, especially for roles in North America, Europe. They may, because of DEY policy, request that you list your ethnicity, but not on your resume. It's usually on the application form that you complete, just to ensure that they are following DEI policy during their hiring process, right? Just joining us, I'm Ashleigh-Ann Mowatt, and I am a former journalist who is helping professionals like you gain true visibility by attracting better paying career opportunities. I don't feel like I said that right. So I am a former journalist who helps professionals like you gain true visibility so you can attract better paying career opportunities. And I'm in my favorite cafe in Montego Bay daily. And this one is, the location is in Fairview, but they have another one in Kingston, I believe, I feel like it's in Kingston 6, somewhere in Kingston 6. Okay, now another mistake that you may make with your resume before when you submit it is not following the ATS format. I'm going to put an example of an ATS optimized resume on the screen. You see if your resume don't look like that, you're missing out. You're missing out on being shortlisted for the role. Your resume is your tool that you're going to use to attract the recruiter. If it is in a format that is visually ugly, then they don't have no time. They have no time in looking at it. They skip past. And as a matter of fact, let me explain it a little deeper. Before the recruiter sees it, when you hit submit, it actually drops into a system called the Applicant Tracking System. One of my mentors actually posted a course that's available on LinkedIn that you can check out to learn more about the ATS system and how you can optimize your resume for that system. So check it out. Do your research on ATS. Before the recruiter, before a human sees your resume, they literally, when you click submit, it goes through that system. If it does not pass the scanners, the recruiters don't get it. They don't get it. Ever wonder why you don't get callback? Ever wonder why I sent my application to 100 companies and everybody's ignoring me? Because you're sending a resume that is not ATS formatted. So, right? The other thing that a mistake that you do is to list your job duties. Now, I was in a little back and forth with someone on TikTok about this, but the reality is that the recruiter already knows. If it is a very experienced recruiter, he or she already know what your job duties may look like for roles that you've previously held. Don't list those on your resume. Remember, a resume is a targeted personal ad. So you want to be listing the career achievements in every role. What did you do to improve a process, a system, a set of workers? What results did you bring for the organization, for yourself? So if you get like performance reviews and you get like a report from your manager or the person you report to, your direct report, ask them for that. Keep it so that you can use that to improve your resume. Don't list your job duties. No one is looking to see that you are just a yes man or a yes woman. They want to see how is it that this person has applied his skills, his qualifications to the previous roles that could be of benefit to the role that we're looking to fill. As simple as that. And if you don't get that, and if you're hung up on your job duties, and I have to say that as a server, I took orders and I respond to customer queries, and if your committed to listing job duties, you're committed to staying unemployed or staying in this position that you're tired of. All right? So that's that. Then you want to, another mistake that job seekers often make, and I'm actually pulling this list from, this is a compilation of mistakes that I've seen on resumes that I've been revamping since December 2024. So I've been doing this since December 2024. December coming up will be 1 year since I've been offering the service. And honestly, it's the first time I've been offering a personal branding service that resonates with such a wide cross section of people. But we'll get to that soon. So another mistake that I noticed is using low impact language. Low impact language. What do I mean by that? You're not speaking up yourself. You're not using languages that make it appear as if you know what you're about. You're sitting in that role for 10 to 15 years, 20 years. I was thinking about my clients. Why should I offer you a better position out of that role when you're telling me I took care of office duties, I looked over, I proofread documents, very basic language. Use the tool. You're not an English scholar. You're not so great with the English language. Use tools. Use the free language tools that are available online. Use ChatGPT to elevate the language of your resume. Let it sound as if you have managed, coordinated, curated. Use high impact language. You have facilitated the improvement of. Yeah, that's the direction that you want to be taking your resume. So, where that is number 5, we are talking about 25 resume mistakes to avoid. All right, let me pause. Oh my, I need to show you what I'm having. It's not that one. It's not that type of vlog now, but I just feel like it's important for me to show good things. Yeah, I really like daily. So I'm having a beetroot drink. Yeah, I struggle with anemia. So whenever I get the opportunity to have fruit, veggies that support an uptick in my iron count, I try to do that. I know that beetroot, carrot, plain old molasses actually supports CMOS, supports women who have anemia. All right. And I'm actually having an Aki wrap. I don't know if you can see. Oh, you can. Yeah. So I'm having an Aki wrap as well. All right. So let's continue. So number 6 mistake that you may be making on your resume is to list objectives. To become the best worker in the Caribbean, to be the best, to do my best at all that I am set out to do. Hello, objective not going anywhere. In 2025, cut it out. Wrap it up. Dash it away. Nobody wants to see your objectives on your resume for 2025, 2026, and onwards. Remove it. Also, while we're at that, number 7, remove those goals. It's not a strategic plan. Right? You can list your targeted role. So there are some clients who will come to me and say, Ashleigh-Ann, I want them to know that while I have this diverse career experience, this is the direction that I want to take. Right? I want to be identified as a senior science communication professional. I want to be seen as a senior technical writer. I want to be seen as a senior project manager. I want to be seen as a senior medical officer. I want to be seen as a senior actuarial scientist, data scientist, cyber engineer, software engineer. You can put that. You can put your targeted role right in the header of your resume. So that's fine. Okay? Another mistake, number 8, you are listing job titles that do not match those bullet points below the job titles, your career achievements, or the work the work summary, as I would call it, in bullet form. It don't match. And I'm going to show you an example on the screen, right? If your job title is saying one thing, ensure that what you've listed there as a work summary makes sense. Like it aligns with the job title. If it don't align, you're confusing, first of all, you're confusing the system, the ATS system, and then if it so happen to get to the recruiter, you're confusing the recruiter. Like they're saying, so was this person really the manager? Or they were the custodian? And I know, I get it. Many of us in the Caribbean, we are hired to do one job, and then we have our managers, or we have our, I feel like there's a glare on my glasses, I want to take it off. Yeah, we have our managers and we have our supervisors giving us so many other things to do. And it is frustrating, and we want better for ourselves, but we do it till we start love it. We start love the outer scope work. You don't, unless it is going to support the next role that you're doing, you don't have to list the outer scope work. We're going to ask you, if you are the security guard and they ask you to take customer calls, that's not necessarily the role of a security guard. So if you're going to list security guard as one of your job duties, if you're the manager for a communications unit, and it so happened for a month, one of your team members was out sick and you had to schedule posts on social media, don't put that there. As a manager of the communication unit, you advise, you develop communication strategy for the clients or the organization, for the brand. Don't put the menial task. And I mean, hey, scheduling posts on social media is not menial, but you get what I mean. Let it align. Let it align. Another mistake, number 9, is that you don't have any clear job title. I'm going to show you another example on my screen. What you do? What is it that you really do? What's a job title? You ever working somewhere before and you're like, oh, what is? Them hire me to do this, but what is this? They hire me to be a hairdresser. Why am I doing nails? They hire me to manage 10 people. Why am I opening and closing the office every day? They hire me to answer the phone or they hire me to execute an outside broadcast. Like as a producer, I'm expected. Why am I hosting the broadcast? You know what I mean? Get clear on what your actual job title is, and you can ask your manager before you leave. Before, I'm going to do another video on what to do before you resign. Get clear on your job title. Let them clearly state what you're in writing, what your job title is, and ensure now on your resume that you're listing what are some of those achievements that align with that job title, and just do your research. So maybe for the organization, I get it. Sometimes you work with an organization and they did not do their due diligence. So they hire you for a particular role, but they actually needed another role, right? And because you want the money, you stay in that job. You stay in that job. But really and truly, that's not the job title. Don't match what you're actually doing. List what you're actually doing. List it. List it. Them can't beat you. If they can't beat you, they cannot beat you. If they hired you as the assistant, I always say this, as the assistant manager, but you're operating as the director, you better write the director there. Because if you put assistant manager and you're not showing the recruiter for the next role that you're not that it don't align there, like, no man, but it's like director stuff. Even if you want to put in brackets the actual role that the company had listed, you have to be real. At the end of the day, it's your personal ad. It's not the ad of the previous employer. It's not the ad of the future employer. It's your ad. It's you. It's how you are positioning yourself, right? The next thing that you want to be doing is, so number 10 mistake. Number 10 mistake, and I've seen it, and you're gonna be surprised, but I've seen this. Submitting a photo of the resume. You mad? Like, talk truth. You take one picture of the resume and send it to me, and people must take it serious. For true? Don't do that. There are clear, and as a matter of fact, a lot of companies state the format that the system will be able to pick up. So if you go send them a photo of your resume, you just eliminate yourself from the candidate pool, because who has time for that? Who has time to spend time looking at the photo? Because even if it's a clear photo, to see your contact details, to reach out to you, say, hey, it seems as if you sent the wrong documents. Can you send us a PDF version? Can you send us a Word version? Can you copy and paste the resume and put it in the body of the email? I've seen that before. I've seen people request that because of the security systems that they have at the organization. Number 11, as we're talking about photo, or a scanned version of the resume. Many people think that this is okay. It is not. It is not a PDF or a Word version. And if the company asks for a video resume, find somewhere quiet, peaceful, and speak about your skills and qualifications. Follow what they ask you for. Don't send them what you feel like sending them. All right, if you're just joining us, this is the Resumes That Get Interview series. I'm Ashleigh-Ann Mowatt, a former journalist who's helping professionals like you to gain true visibility so you can attract better paying career opportunities. All right, so in this video, we're talking about 25 resume mistakes that you could be making that is costing you a job interview. We're at number 12. Not going good, man. Not going good. Not using keywords. And what are keywords? Keywords are those words and phrases used by within your organization to keywords are words or phrases used in your organization that align with the role that you're applying for. So in the context, when I say keywords, in the context of what we're talking about, right? You're applying for a job. Use the keywords that align with your job. If it is that you are a project manager, right? You want to be using words such as project coordination, project management, procurement. You want to also use words such as systems, words that align with the systems and the tools that you've used. Project managers, you want to mention the certification, so PMI certified, So do your research. What are those keywords, key phrases that should be listed on your resume that the ATS will pick up? Starting from your professional summary, coming right back down to your work, your experience. All right, we're getting somewhere. And here's a tip regarding keywords. Your keywords are actually listed in the job ad. So if you use some of those, I'm not saying to copy and paste a job ad, don't be stupid. But if you go through the job ad, you can identify specific keywords that already the recruiters have given the ATS to pick up. So they already identified to the ATS. So once you see resumes like these, let them go through. So you want to ensure that you're using that some of the 70% of the keywords listed there, listed on the job ad, right? Okay. Number 13, we're making headway, is using a mistake that, and this happens to from the entry level go right back to seniors. I've had people come to me and say,